Hello, friends. Welcome to the Monday Moon Muse, where I share my insights for the week ahead based on the enlightened system of self knowledge, otherwise known as Vedic astrology. So, welcome to our full moon in April. April 1st will be the full moon in the constellation Uttara Palguni, which is uh, a star that signifies comfort. It's symbolized by the siesta bed in which we recline while being fanned and fed grapes. It has that kind of sense of leisure and luxury. So this may be a wonderful week for you if you're lucky enough to go on spring break somewhere warm and tropical and luscious like that. But the issue with the moon this week, especially as we're moving toward the full moon on Wednesday, Tuesday into Wednesday, and then as it passes out of the full moon phase, as Venus enters what's called the karmic knot, Venus meaning the planet of pleasure and joy and peace and everything that we like. So there's this kind of feeling like our comfort is being disrupted. Our equilibrium is being challenged. It's almost like, you just settled into a nice nap and somebody comes and overturns your hammock. So there is some kind of agitating energy, obviously, in the world. And this is going to continue until at least June 1st. There's going to be some turbulence in the world and in our own mind and psyche. So what do we do about it becomes a really important area of focus. The one place that we have free will is where we put our attention. This is our free will. We have a choice as to where we will focus. And obviously, the worst place to focus is on the news because, especially at this time, it just goes on and on and on in a spiral of negativity. So we have to do what Krishna advises Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, be thou a yogi, O Arjuna, which a yogi controls the mind. A yogi puts the mind on what is most productive. And Krishna goes on to say that when it's night for everybody else, meaning those who are invested in this phenomenal, changing, materialistic world, which brings no happiness and satisfaction. When it's night for those types, it's daytime for the yogi. So I was sharing with a friend of mine who was lamenting about the difficulties in the world right now. And I said, yes, this is a great time for a yogi. And he was confused. Why would you say that? I said, yeah, this is like the pandemic. When it's night for everybody else, this is the time of awakening. This is the time to put your energy on something that brings inner peace. It deepens actually the truth that the only peace that can be found is within. It sounds cliche, but it's absolutely the truth. During the pandemic, some of us were extremely happy that we had all that time. We didn't have to go out. We didn't have to do anything. We could really dedicate ourselves to lengthy periods of practice. There was a joke going around at that time. I don't know if you guys remember that the lockdown would produce either a hunk because you worked out all the time, a drunk because, well, you'd indulge, or a monk. And some of us became monks. I know I did. I had this incredible practice. I just loved it. I looked forward to it every morning. And it really sustained me, and I feel like changed something fundamentally inside because of that experience. Even though it was so scary and intense and all kinds of stuff was happening. I was in India at the time in the Delhi area. We were in such a strict lockdown. But I remember seeing a video put out by a saint, and it really caught me at the time. He said, "We will never have this opportunity again in our life. Don't waste it." And that made me wake up. I realized, I shouldn't waste this time by freaking out. Instead, be a yogi. Put your energy on cultivating happiness no matter what. And I feel like this is the same opportunity that we have. By shifting your attention to being happy, finding your peace, putting attention on practice, even if it's just following your breath. Patanjali gives us the advice whenever we're facing big obstacles. Patanjali in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, he says, Eka tattva pyasa in Sanskrit. Eka tattva pyasa means just do one thing. Become one-pointed, become even-minded. And for whatever reason, when things get really dark and dense in the world, as Viktor Frankl said, the light of a match once lit changes the darkness forever. There goes my hand. Changes the darkness forever. So just a little bit of this effort, Krishna says, a little bit of effort eliminates great fear. So you don't have to do grandiose practices. Just shift your attention to the present moment as much as possible. As much as possible. And then we realize, this is where the being fanned and fed grapes piece comes in. We realize that in that repose, in that present moment awareness, everything's actually okay. Wars come and go, conflicts come and go, enemies become friends, friends become enemies. There's feast, there's famine, there's all kinds of opposites that go on, and they always will. But there's a place in you that is a still point. And that is what this time is really good for finding. So put your focus there. This is a great week for it. Ride out the intensity of this full moon. It's a little bit turbulent. It reminds me a bit of like when I learned surfing a long time ago when I was a California babe in university. I dated a surfer who taught me how to surf. And what you have to do to get out beyond the breaking waves is you have to duck dive under them. Otherwise, you get tossed around and the salt water goes up your nose and you you cough all this stuff up, and it's scary. You feel like you're going to drown. But you have to learn how to go deeper to get beyond the breaking waves. And that is the opportunity of this week. And actually, for the next few months as we move until 1st of June when Jupiter goes exalted. So I feel like there is a deadline to all of this, and we just need to duck dive a little bit. So these are my thoughts for this week's Moon Muse. I hope it was comforting and helpful to you. I so much appreciate your comments and feedback. So please share whatever's going on for you in the comments. I read everything, and when I have a chance, I love to respond. Also, if you don't know your moon sign, you can find it out. I've included the link below to my moon sign calendar, or calculator rather, vedicmoonsigns.com. And you can find it out if you don't know it. And if you want a deeper immersion in your Vedic moon sign, please read my book. I've just published a book on the 27 Vedic moon signs called Moon Signs for the Soul. And I've included the link below. I think you'll really find it fascinating and also interesting to look up all the moon signs of people in your life as well. It's like getting the inside scoop or the peek behind the curtain of who people are. So thanks for tuning in, you guys, and I will see you next week for another edition of the Monday Moon Muse. Sending you all lots of love.